Hello everybody, this is Seth Mayo, Curator of Astronomy for the Loman Planetarium, and I want to wish everybody a happy Red Planet Day. And on this day we can celebrate one of our nearest planetary neighbors, of course, the planet Mars. And to do that, we're going to fly to the area where the new Perseverance rover on the Mars 2020 mission will land to look for past signs of life. And that landing should occur on February 18th of next year, so very soon. So we're using this wonderful piece of software called OpenSpace, which is totally free. Anyone can download it and put on your computer to explore the universe digitally. It's a lot of fun. But we're going to fly to Mars now here, and as you see, Mars is in our view. So let's get to the surface. And the Perseverance landing site is in an area about 18 degrees north latitude of Mars and about 77 degrees east longitude, just northwest of a very large impact basin called Isidis Planitia that you can see kind of at the bottom and bottom right of the screen there. And the edge of that impact basin is a small crater called Jezero. It's about 30 miles wide, and we're zooming into it now. It's coming into better view. And the images you see here are from the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. And this orbiter still flying around Mars as we speak, taking some really beautiful images of the surface of the red planet. So as we make our way down, here's the crater of interest. This is Jezero here. You can see with my mouse. This crater was formed billions of years ago, and water would have been here billions of years ago. And so you can see an inflow channel here, we think, where water flowed into the crater, and then an outflow channel at the bottom right here where water flowed out in this lower elevation area. Area of interest is here in this ancient river delta. There's a fan-like area there that you can kind of see. And just like a river delta on Earth, this is material that was brought in by the river, and this is material, silt, and all sorts of stuff from that river that then made its way to the lake bed, deposited onto that bed, and formed this layering of clay-like minerals, what we call phyllosilicates. And this area can preserve, at least we hope, organics and maybe even past signs of life. And when we say life, we're not talking little baby Yodas or maybe Marvin the Martians running around, which sounds really cool and fun, but we're talking microscopic, very basic forms of life, similar to bacteria, maybe fossilized bits of bacteria preserved in this area here, which is pretty exciting. So this new rover, Perseverance, was the size of a small car. It's basically a carbon copy of the Curiosity rover that landed on another part of Mars in 2012. It's supposed to land here, actually specifically in this area. This is the landing strip zone that engineers like to land Perseverance in, and hopefully it'll make its way down in a very kind of crazy landing sequence called entry, descent, and landing, or the 7 minutes of terror, because it's a kind of a scary 7 minutes from the upper atmosphere to the surface. And we're making our way down. We're going to tilt ourselves to give us a more three-dimensional perspective of where Perseverance should land here. And this is very exciting to kind of get a three-dimensional view, sort of a preview of what Perseverance will see on its way down and then on the surface. And once the rover gets to the surface, we'll do a whole bunch of tests and calibrations, and then the mission will be underway as the rover uses its vast suite of instruments to drive around and study the terrain. So we can kind of turn ourselves and just do a quick little flyover of this area and preview the route that Perseverance will hopefully make as it drives along on its mission. And so it's going to look at all sorts of little minerals and rocks and all sorts of features to look at the conditions for past life, or at least an environment that could support it, could support water. And it has instruments to actually detect life. But a very important aspect of the mission is to collect samples and put them in little tubes. Those tubes will then be left on the surface for future sample returns that are being developed now internationally. Some future missions being developed to then bring those little tubes back to Earth to be studied with more advanced laboratory equipment on Earth. And so it's very exciting to have that underway as well and being developed. And so that is one aspect of the mission. Another one is to test a little drone helicopter called Ingenuity that's on the bottom of the rover now. It's going to be deployed and make a series of flights, just demonstration flights, fly around a little bit, take pictures, kind of surveil the area, and then land again. And that will be the first powered flight on another world. It'll be the Wright brothers moment for Mars if that all goes successfully next year. So this is a lot of cool things on this mission. There's audio recordings that hopefully are being made, recordings of the weather, and even oxygen being made on the surface to test technologies that could be used by humans for future missions as well. And so there are definitely a lot of proving kind of demonstration techniques that are going on in the mission, but the main aspect is to look for past signs of life. And so it may do so here. And one really interesting area, we're going to zoom out to just kind of move a little quicker to show this to you. We'll fly to the edge of where this lake would have been, possibly the area where the waves would have been lapping up to the shoreline. So this would be kind of the ancient shoreline that we see here. Imagine this as a Martian beach from long ago. And it's kind of a fun thought, right? And scientists believe that life could exist in those areas in formations called stromatolites. And this is the earliest forms of life we've found on Earth, dating back to 3.5 billion years ago. These mat-like materials that sandwich in little bits of bacteria. On Earth, we call that cyanobacteria. And so those stromatolites could harbor at least the past fossilized remains of life in these areas here, which is pretty exciting as well. And so who knows what's in store for this mission, what scientists will find, and it's always surprising. It's always a really fun experience to kind of watch the mission go along. Curiosity is still driving today after 8 years and still doing great work, and Perseverance should hopefully do the same for many years to come, and eventually leading to that sample return and maybe for human missions in the future as well. So Mars has a lot of exciting things in store. So that's my kind of quick trip to the surface, to the area where hopefully Perseverance will drive around, and we'll just say good luck to that mission and happy Red Planet Day.